Hello, Evie here, and I'm going to go over stuff I thought process and my team builder going into League World Cup Draft League finals. So Angus's draft has a lot of threats and synergies, including Riolu plus Tyrants. Riolu can set up Tyrants with coaching, and Tyrants can, especially the Choice Guard variants, can go for Rock Slide, and it's going to hit really hard, and Tyrants can fish for flinches, which is not very great for me. Riolu plus Terraseed, well, Riolu can also set up Ferroseed coaching, and Reynaz can make Ferroseed borderline unkillable. Actually, let's just put Riolu here, because Riolu can set up a majority of Angus's team. Riolu plus Chimchar, Riolu plus Honedge, Riolu plus Seal. We also have Riolu plus Mantike. Mantike has the ability Swift Swim, and Riolu can set up Reynaz, which instantly doubles Mantike's speed. And Mantike, can dish out a lot of damage with powerful water-type attacks in rain. And we also have Venonat plus Red Attacker. Venonat is another key Pokemon in Angus's draft. Well, not only does Venonat have redirection in the form of Rage Powder, Venonat also has 97% accurate Sleep Powder, which is going to be really annoying to deal with. For my draft, I focus a lot more on powerful offensive synergies between team members, a lot of immediate burst damage and less setup. I have lots of utility, including speed control and damage control. Not in the traditional sense of Intimidate. I have Lilith, Ghastly, Panseer, and I have Light Screen on History of Light Screen reflects on History of Voltorb. I also have access to speed control in the form of Icy Wind, Electro Web, Tailwind, and Trick Room, and Squirtle has Follow Me to keep our keepers safe, and Life Dew to keep our team healthy. So some keynotes I wrote down is, firstly, just really hard to break with my team. Well, I feel like bringing Panseer is a throw, because Panseer, is not a very good Pokemon. And Angus could always just set up Rain Dance and have Mantike KO it with Surf or Scald or whatever water-type move there is. Reynaz Riolu is 100% going to come, especially with Swift Swim, Mantike, and Ferroseed. Tyrants is really, really scary, especially the Choice Scarf variants. I'm especially afraid of Choice Scarf because I can get flinched to death, and I am pretty unlucky myself. Venonat is also a must prep. Redirection is busted, in my opinion. Follow Me and Rage Powder are some of the best moves in the entire game. Sleep is also a busted mechanic. At least in the Lil Cup format. Lil Cup Pokemon don't have a lot of stats. That's what I'm saying. And especially with things like +1 Tyrant's Rock Slide, getting put to sleep might be the end of my entire team. My first member is Amora. So this Amora spread outstays Angus's entire team when they're at -1. This is very important because our second member, who's being Voltorb, will actually have Electro Web. Wow. Insane. We have Cover Cloak to avoid flinches from Tyrant's Rock Slide, and we actually do survive +1 Rock Slide in snow. This is very important. I originally wanted Refrigerate, but having weather control is just too important in this matchup. Tyrant is we're also able to OHKO Ferroseed with Weather Ball Fire. Our second member is Ghastly. Ghastly, it's just a very standard set. I'm running Focus Sash this week, like every other week. And we're running Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, Sunny Day, and Protect. Shadow Ball is Ghastly's main form of stab, Icy Wind is for speed control, and Sunny Day allows us to, OHKO Fairforn with Weather Ball. Our third member is Safety Dog Squirtle with the moves Follow Me, Icy, Weather Ball, and Life Dew, with a very physically defensive EV spread. So what this EV spread does is, we get 3 KO'd by Ferroseed Seed Bomb. We have Weather Ball Fire, to chunk Ferroseed, and if they have Rain Dance, if Rain Dance is active, we can actually use it to deal massive damage. We also have safety goggles for Venonat's Rage Powder and Sleep Powder, so we can redirect away Sleep Powder, and we could potentially use Water Ball Fire against Ferroseed when it's next to Venonat. We also have Life Dew for longevity, and we actually take a lot of hits. Like, oh wow, Rock Slide is actually a free hit KO even if Tyrant's at +1. And Squirtle's Ice Beam actually does quite a bit of damage to Tyrant as well. Well, it's not like picking up the 2-hit KO, but it's going to chunk it for decent damage to put it in range of our other team members. Our fourth member is Hosting Voltorb, running the Choice Scarf, and running the moves Thunderbolts, Energy Ball, Electro, and Taunts. So Choice Scarf is using Voltorb with 132 speed investments, just outspeeds Water Swifts and Manatite in rain. And his way Voltorb is going to be our primary form of speed control. If there is a Cover Cloak, I'm going to be really, really sad. Also, with 12 Split Degrees, his way Voltorb is actually able to provide Ice Beam from modest max special attack and type. Here are some relevance calculations. Electro Web is a 6-hit KO on Tyrants, which is not very great. Actually, our fifth member is Galarian Ponyta, running the ability Anticipation, even though it doesn't really do much, but that's a very good ability to scout for potential knockoff or crunch. And we're running the moves Psychic Mystical Dazzling Gleam, Psychic Mystical Fire, Dazzling Gleam, and Wild Charge. We're running a special set because most of Angus's team is weaker to special and physical. We outspeed Swift Swim Modest Mantike. Oh, they're at -1. Well, and Galarian Ponyta's kits is actually really, really strong. Dazzling Gleam hits Tyrants and Riolu for super effective. Mystical Fire hits Ferroseed for 4 times super effective, and Wild Charge hits Mantike for 4 times super effective. So in theory, we could Electro Web, and we can Wild Charge for KO on Mantike. And as you can see, we actually do survive +1 Rock Slide from Tyrants, and max special attack Surf in Rain from Mantike is a free hit KO. And our last member is Eviolite's Heavy Metal Cufins. Steve is a really solid defensive typing, and we can use it to hit Chimchar and Mantike for super effective. We also have Super Power to chunk Ferroseed for decent damage. And that's going to be your team builder for finals of the Lily's World Cup Draft League. So, we're in finals, and it looks like Angus brought basically what I predicted him to bring. So my lead is basically always going to be Voltorb plus Ponyta, and I'm going to have Amora Gas in the back. Chimchar could be scary. It could be Choice Scarf Chimchar, which, it could be Choice Scarf Chimchar, which is scary, but I do believe that Kasumi Voltorb Galarian Ponyta is my best lead. Flo just grabs some water to wait this. A bit scary. Riolu, Mantike, and Voltorb, Galarian Ponyta. This is the lead I've practiced, so what I do here is I Electro Whip and I click Wild Charge into Mantike. And what this does is that if Riolu doesn't go for Follow Me, I have a strong reason to believe that Riolu will go for Rain Dance here. If I Electro Whip, I outspeed Modest Mantike with Choice Scarf. And after outspeed... the switch... oh no. Wait. I can still put it in range of Mystical Fire, so let's do that. That's a very, very well good play from Angus. The fact that I went... the thing is, will he go for Rain Dance here? Electro Web Mystical Fire should deal a lot of damage to Ferroseed, if not KO it entirely. So, the question is, will Angus go for Rain Dance, or will he greed and go for another coaching? Okay. Electro Web, nice. Mystical Fire, KOs your Ferroseed! The Ferroseed is gone! Hold on. Oh. That's such a relief. Ferroseed gone is incredible for my team. That is one of only 3 ways that I could break Ferroseed. The other way is with Sunny Day Weather Ball. So Angus has to look out for that now. Angus knows I'm prepared for Ferroseed. So Riolu is more likely to go for Rain Dance. So we see Chimchar here, so I believe my best play is just going to Ghastly and Psychic into the Chimchar, because Voltorb could be really solid. I do see a Fake Out incoming. I could see a coaching play here. So Chimchar is the third, and so Chimchar is the last, and that is very important. I need to preserve Voltorb for Mantike in her back, because Voltorb does outspeed, basically. Yep, coaching. Rock Slide. So we know that this is Choice Scarf, and we see the flinch. Unfortunate. Personally, Protect Dazzling feels fine here. Is this Choice Scarf Chimchar? And protects. I need to preserve Ghastly, so let's do this. Actually, do I need to preserve Ghastly? No. I do not need to preserve Ghastly. Shadow Ball Psychic is what I need to do here. Wait, no, did I just throw? No. Hopefully I didn't throw. I actually did need Ghastly, which is unfortunate. See Electro Web. Rock Slide doesn't miss Samora, and unfortunately I lose game 1. But we did get some really good information. We know that the Riolu's Coaching Close Combat protects Rain Dance. And I will bring that information to game 2. And we know that the Mantike is Life Orb, which is... We know after Chimchar is Choice Scarf, the Mantike is Life Orb, which is really, really solid information for me to game 2. I still believe that my lead is going to be Voltorb Ponyta. And I do believe that Ghastly Amora is going to be my final 2. Final 2 once again. It's going to be my final 2 once again. Voltorb Ponyta is really, really important. I think Angus doesn't know that I'm Choice Scarf. Hisium Voltorb, which is really, really good. We still need a decent way to deal with the Choice Scarf, Chimchar. I think, yeah, these two. Ghastly Squirtle is what I'm bringing. Right now, my top priority is probably deleting, Riolu. Riolu is scary. We see Riolu Honedge. And yeah, so Electro Web, Mystical Fire should deal a lot of damage to Honedge. So let's do that. Yeah, because we know that Riolu doesn't have Follow Me. It's, Coaching, Rain Dance, Close Combat, Protect. So, we are safe to double into the Honedge, and Riolu could, like, Close Combat the Voltorb or something. Honedge could probably Shadow Sneak. Yep, we see your Protect, we see your Double Protect, so we're going to... I'm going to make a read here, and I want to Psychic the Riolu. Riolu, the Honedge is obviously threatened, so I do believe Honedge will switch out. So I'm going to double do Riolu, so, yeah. See a Rain Dance. Electro Web does good damage. Heals your Riolu. The Mantike is Life Orb, which means that it's going to take a lot of damage for Electro Web. And I'm fine with that. I personally just don't mind spamming, you see Ferroseed here. This is really rough. I'm gonna go Squirtle. and Mystical Fire to intentionally sack off Ponyta. Honedge protects, Mystical Fire goes to Honedge, and Gyro Ball knocks out Ponyta. So what I do now is I go Ghastly, and I just click Weather Ball and Sunny Day. Actually, Weather Ball and Sunny Day here. That's going to be my play. Weather Ball won't KO Fairy Seed, but it's going to deal a lot of damage. And by a lot of damage, I mean a lot of damage. Weather Ball KOs Fairy Seed! Let's go! Let's go. Honedge comes in. Weather Ball, Shadow Ball. Is what I'm going to do. I have a very bulky Squirtle. Weather Ball, protect. Because Honedge can, I don't know, actually. This Honedge can Shadow Sneak, and Choice Scarf Chimchar can KO my Ghastly. So what I need to do is I need to preserve my Ghastly. And I need to win a battle of attrition. If Chimchar wants to go for, Rock Slide, then so be it. Honedge goes for Protect, knocks off my safety goggles. I'll sack his Super Voltorb. The Paralysis, big for me. And yeah, this is pretty much over now. Now he knows that I'm Choice Scarf. So I'm pretty sure I got Game 2 locked up. Shadow Sneak does KO. Knockoff. I go Ghastly. I click Weather Ball. I click Shadow Ball. And this is going to be game. We're moving on to Game 3. Game 3. Now, Angus does know that I'm hacking the Sunny Day tech. I do believe that Voltorb Ponyta is still my best lead. And this time, I'm going to have Ghastly Squirtle once again. I'm not that afraid of Tyrants, because, as I explained in my prep, yeah. He knows I'm Choice Scarf Voltorb, which is going to really affect how he plays this game. The Tyrant is not Choice Scarf, which is what I expected. I expected Focus Sash on Chimchar, so... yeah, let's do this. a strong reason to believe that Honedge is Eviolite because Honedge just doesn't have defenses like that. Actually, no. Honedge. Actually, no. Is a bullet without choice specs is weak as hell. We know that this Life Orb, this is Life Orb, this is Leftovers, this unknown item, this is Choice Scarf. Riolu, Chimchar. Electro Web Psychic into Chimchar should deal a lot of damage. The main thing about Chimchar is that Chimchar cannot protect, so doubling into it is almost always safe. It's almost always safe, and I do believe that Electro Web Psychic will knock out Chimchar. Electro Web does good damage to Chimchar. Psychic knocks out her Chimchar! Let's go! We immediately remove Chimchar, which is really, really good for my game plan. This Riolu looks like it could be Jolly Riolu. I do believe that Riolu might be Focus Sash. So I do have to be careful about that. I do not know if my Squirtle's Wet Ball was a high roll, but Ferroseed, okay, we do see Mantike, and this is where I hit them with the Electro Web Wild Charge. I am Choice Scarf Voltorb. I'm designed to outspeed modest Mantike in rain. So what this does is that even if Voltorb goes down, Ponyta can still actually, no. Electro Web Psychic, just in case if Mantike does protect. That's a mid-ground play. That benefits me and me specifically. That really benefits me. If Riolu does want... Angus knows how I have Wild Charge on Ponyta. Protect, double protect. So what I could do now is I can Electro Web Wild Charge the Mantike for pretty much free. Waze is agonizing. I'm scared. Even if this is timid Mantike with Life Orb, I'm still faster. Okay. And Mantike and the Ponyta gets her KO. Tyrant's just last, and Electro Whip Dazzling Gleam. It's going to do a lot of damage to Angus's team. Oh my goodness, it's coming true. We see her coaching. We see the Electro Web. Decent damage. Dazzling Gleam chunks Tyrants. And Tyrants misses the Rock Slide. And the Ghastly, the first Pokemon that nobody picked, despite how great it is, it's going to finish off the game. And I win the Ladies Low Cup Draft League after going 1-3